What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So you saw the title. We've got 8. Why 8? Because this was the ones that I narrowed it down to. I tried to keep the number as tight and small as I could. Some great daily wear clone options. Because, yeah, we talk about seasonal ones. And what about something to just rock every single day? Kind of you go to. You want to save money on the seasonal ones. Of course, you want to save money on something that's versatile, signature, scent-worthy kind of stuff, right? So I've got 8 that I deem pretty damn good for the money, the performance, the quality, how accurate or twist, depending on what they are, to other fragrances, just really good shit. Just basically really good shit for your money. Kind of hard to argue with that, right? There's links down below if you want to check any of these out. But of course, as usual, you don't have to buy nothing to watch these videos. I'm just glad you're here to check out the video. So let's dive into the video. Stay tuned. Looking for something fresh with some really good depth? Fragrance World's got you covered. French Avenue Arsh. This is Platine Privé in the Guerlain L'Homme Ideal line, their bitter almond signature line. This one's a little bit spicier due to some saffron, but you still have that bright, zingy citrus. The saffron adds a little bit of warmth to us, obviously. They don't list the almond in the notes that I've seen, but it does kind of give that bitter almond smell to it, a little, not really leathery, but definitely you get a good hit of the saffron. It's very fresh. You get a nice musky, woody tone as it dries. Damn, that smells good. And look, side by side, because I do have a decant. I have done a side-by-side comparison to Platine Privé, and I would say it's every bit of like 90% accurate to it, whereas this is a little bit more spicy, and that is a little bit more almond forward and less spicy. That's really the only difference. As aside from that, all the supporting characteristics of the scent profile are there. Performance is above average on this one. It's a high compliment factor fragrance. It's fresh enough to wear in the summer. It's got enough density and body to it to wear in the winter. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. It can literally do it all. It's a great daily wear option. It's Fragrance World's French Avenue Arsh. Any of you fans of the Montabaco line from Armand Jane will appreciate this one. From Dumont in their Celerio line, this is Elysium. So this one's kind of in the vein of Montabaco meets Montabaco Verano. Let's just say Montabaco, the base DNA. That icy super, little hit of earthy tobacco, grapefruit dominant citrus. On the synthetic side, a little bit of natural smelling, sure, but a soft, warm wood aromatic with some citruses, a little bit of earthy tones. Very masculine, modern smell to this one. It's pretty much about as accurate as you can get to the Montabaco line. Specifically, I think more so Montabaco Verano. I don't have the original. I have Intensivo and I have Verano. I find it leans to the fresher side of Verano, not the darker, earthy, heavier tobacco side of Intensivo. This is actually really, really well done. If you don't have the originals, this is the way to go. If you've ever smelled the originals and you're like, I don't want to spend, well over $100 to get that 50 ml. You could get this 100 ml for right around 50, right under 50. I forgot, it's been a little while since I've looked at what it costs, but performance is outstanding. This stuff's pretty beastly. You'll get all day performance. Again, another one that's fresh enough, yet dense and strong enough to do all the seasons. Dress up and dress down. Another masculine daily wear, signature scent worthy type of fragrance. So maybe one you might want to consider that you don't hear talked about too often. From Dumont in their Celerio line, this is Elysium. Now, YSL L'Homme is a modern classic in my opinion, and I will argue with anybody that wants to argue with me about it until I get sick of arguing with you, and then I'll tell you to fuck off. But I'm going to stand strong in my convictions on YSL L'Homme being one of the best modern men's DNAs. And here you get a true eau de parfum concentration of that base DNA with Armaf Niche. This is Armaf Niche Platinum. Armaf Niche, this line doesn't get enough love. I got 3 or 4 fragrances from this line, and they're all pretty damn good dupes that offer eau de parfum concentrations from some very popular designer EDTs. They're kind of underperformers. This being a culprit for being an underperformer. The original, you get that gingery, woody, aromatic, light, fresh, spicy smell, a little clean and musky, very dapper meets casual, kind of that semi-casual appeal. Great for daily wear. This one gives you way better performance than that one. That one you might get about 4 hours, at least I do, at least with my more recent batch bottle that I have. Get about 4 hours of longevity, don't get me wrong. I love it, I cherish it. Again, I think it's a modern icon for daily wear men's DNA, for particular DNAs. This one in particular just takes it and ramps up the performance, basically. Quality's what and what. Armaf and YSL, they're mid-level designers, tomato, tomato. It's not YSL private line stuff like Baby Cat and Tuxedo. No, that's on a totally different tier. Armaf ain't putting out stuff that quality. But as far as YSL Homme, I mean, they pretty much nailed it here. Very difficult to distinguish a whole lot of difference. There is minor stuff. I believe there's a little bit of a heightened geranium smell to this one versus the original. Like, it's not a dead accurate one-to-one, but it's like obvious it's going the path of YSL Homme. In some ways, you might argue maybe a little bit better, especially because it's a little deeper and a little bit stronger overall, and pretty much brings you everything you get from YSL Homme with a little pinch of something extra added, like that enhanced geranium smell that I do get from it. But really good fragrance at a really good price that you could wear every single day. It's Armaf Niche Platinum. MFK Gentle Fluidity Silver, cherished, beautiful daily wear, dapper, professional man's fresh fragrance. Just a beautiful fragrance that you can wear all the time. I know my man Dedrick, big fan of Gentle Fluidity Silver. He's been wearing that one a lot over the last couple of months since he moved into upper management at his job. So I'm saying business professionals. Great profile for you. If you don't want to spend MFK money, well, you could always go with Varakh. This one's from Fragrance World, and this one offers a very similar profile. You get that green, fresh, woody aromatic smell. You're going to get a little bit of clean musk with that juniper aromatic. Some coriander is going to give you a little bit of spice, not real peppery or anything like that, but you do get some spiciness from it. Quality here is decent. Again, it's got that fresh aromatic, clean, soapy, musky feel to it. Just dapper, clean white Oxford buttoned up with your tie on. Obviously, you don't have to wear that. I think semi-casual to semi-formal, on up to formal. This one works kind of all across the board, even casual like I'm doing with a nice white t-shirt right now. It will work in every situation. The white bottle is very fitting. It's just a clean, fresh smell, above average performance, not quite a beast, that you can just rock for everything. If you just want clean, fresh, dapper, gentleman, great masculine scent profile that's fresh, that's not an old school masculine fresh fragrance, that old school citrus aromatic style that's got more of the fougere elements to it, this is not that. This is definitely that modern freshness, that modern clean fit look, the aroma that goes with that look. So you might want to look into this one. It's actually pretty damn good. It's Varakh from Fragrance World. Now, Afnan Highness 3, also known as Afnan Highness Green. First of all, don't drop this on your barefoot. You'll break a bone. This bottle's so freaking heavy. Quality juice from Afnan, I gotta say, even better than their Supremacy line. This stuff is kind of in the vein of a cross between Creed's Royal Oud meets Polo Green. You get some of those green, cypressy, woody, aromatic, earthy tones, but you get some of that funky, Regal, upscale elements of Royal Oud at the same time with all those other elements of Polo Green. Great performance. Again, the quality actually really good on this one. It's got that kind of green, funky, earthy, woody smell to it. Again, bright and aromatic at the same time. Clean meets funky, if that makes sense. Dapper, professional, a bit regal, very upscale. This is not one I would want to wear with a t-shirt. This is not one I would even want to wear with a golf shirt. I would want to go above and beyond. At minimum, semi-casual, definitely semi-formal type of attire on up to formal. That's where this one goes. I think you got to dress this one up a little bit because you get a little bit of oud funk and so on. It's got more of an elegant appeal to it, but this is definitely one of your special occasions. We went great daily wear options for most of these, whereas I think for those of you that like something a little bit more of a challenge, a little bit more upscale and regal for your daily scent, there's a lot of guys that like to rock stuff like this, so I felt like mixing it up with something a little funky would probably be a good move. Now, this is not something that I am going to wear on a daily basis. This is more special occasion for me. But again, I like those that like to step outside the comfort zone of others and go with that bolder daily wear to where it's a head turner. People know when you walk into a room, regardless of what they see, what they're going to smell, they're not expecting. And that's what you get with something like this, where you don't have to spend a lot of money to get that same effect that you would with a Creed Royal Oud, where you're going to spend hundreds of dollars. So keep that in mind. This one's actually very impressive. It's Creed Highness 3, also known as, Afnan Highness 3, also known as Afnan Highness Green. Let's say you like that Absolute Aventus profile, but you don't want to spend Absolute Aventus money. Armaf's got you covered. Club de Nuit Precious, or Club de Nuit Precieux, however you like to pronounce it. Citruses, fruits, a little smoky, Musky and fresh spicy. Definitely very woodsy. I find it's even a little bit more woodsy than the original is. I've always really liked this one. Everybody and their mama's got a clone of it at this point, and everybody's got their favorite. And you watching this right now, you that's about to type comment about, but what about this one? But I think this one's way better. Bro, try this one. That's great. Everybody's got their favorite. I really enjoy this one. I think it's absolutely fantastic if you're looking for a relatively accurate, like pretty damn accurate representation of Absolute Ventus. If you want a little bit of a twist, Supremacy Collector's Edition would be the way to go. But I think this is a great daily wear option for somebody that wants something, you know, rather impressive, modern masculine meets high compliment factor. Somebody that definitely wants people to think they smell really good. Not just clean and fresh, not super bold and daring like the one we recently talked about in the last segment, but something that offers a little bit more of the I'm him type of appeal. And I think that's what the Absolute Ventus profile definitely does. You get really good performance. You're not going to spend a whole lot more than like $50 to get this one. And it checks a lot of boxes. This is a great everyday wear for somebody that's looking for that I'm him type of feel. It's Club de Nuit Precious from Armaf. Now, let's go a little bit more bold, shall we? We went bold, we went him. Let's go bold meets him at the same time, because not everybody's doing this. Not everybody's doing this. Dior Homme Intense, well beloved. That's some people's favorite fragrance. That's some people's favorite iris. I look at it as more upscale. I know a lot of guys that like to rock it with a damn t-shirt. So I think if you're looking another one to step outside the comfort zone of most men and be that guy that turns heads, not only with what people see, but what they smell when you walk by. Something like Camaro Homme Intense from Paris Corner. Very accurate to old formulas of Dior Homme Intense, whereas this one's not over-the-top sweet like the modern bottles. This one's got a little bit more woodiness to it, a hint more spice. It's still super waxy, powdery, lipstick-type iris. Really good performance. You still get some sweetness. It's just not as sweet. You get a little bit more of that cocoa and Brett muskiness, all the elements of the older formula, that '07 formula, I believe it is. Been a while since I've sprayed it. Whew, shit. Yeah, that's good. God, it smells really freaking good. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've sprayed it. And when I was gathering ideas, you know, fragrances for this topic, I was like, that's a really good out-the-box option right there. And, yeah, it's still really good. There's countless ways to smell like different variations of Dior Homme Intense out there. But this one's always been an absolute monster performer that just smells really good to me. So if you're looking for Dior Homme Intense, you're that guy that wants to stand out. You like iris to the level of you want to wear that stuff every single day and just be different. You can totally wear an iris fragrance every single day, and it can be one that's on the sweeter side. This is definitely on the sweeter side. It's not as sweet as the newer versions, and that might work in some's favor a little bit more, but it's super cheap. This is one you can get for around $30-ish. It's Camaro Homme Intense, Pandora Scents line from Paris Corner. Last but not least, let's say you like a Ventus, but you prefer more of the Chypre elements. You're an oak moss kind of guy, more traditional. You want some of the freshness and the fruitiness, but you like oak moss, you like woody green, smoky elements to it. You might want to try Nichané's Hachivat. Let's say you don't want to spend Hachivat money. Well, another Dumont fragrance you definitely might want to look into is Borouj Spiritus. This is the Borouj line. Spiritus, very high quality juice for them, around $50. Bottles are really nice. Atomizers are fantastic, as you can see. Profile, just spot on to Hachivat. I find it's not quite as smoky of an oak moss smell. It's more of a dry, woody green, lightly spiced oak moss, very oak moss dominant. Oak moss bomb, true Chypre. But you get the fruity elements of the apple and the pineapple and a little bit of citrus. You get all of that up top, and then it dries into that very woody green element of the, not really all that earthy either, of the oak moss. Beautiful oak moss fragrance. This is very dapper, masculine, professional. You can get away with it with a t-shirt, but I think semi-casual, semi-formal, business professionals, great daily wear option. Phenomenal daily wear option, honestly. And really and truly, if anybody's even familiar with Hachivat, they won't be able to tell the difference. I'm not saying you're trying to fool nobody. Never try to fool anybody. If they ask what you're wearing, tell them it's Dumont Borouj Spiritus. Don't say you're wearing Hachivat. You know, keep it real with people. Be honest. No reason to lie. Because it is that good. Put them on game. Look, you don't have to spend a ton of money to smell great. You love how it smells? Me too. I spent $50 on this fragrance. Lasts me all freaking day. Doesn't it smell nice? Thank you for the compliment. here you go. Something a bit more masculine. You could go with Dumont's Borouj Spiritus. Well, that's the 8 that I chose. Now you see where I was going with it. We had some safer plays. We had some cleaner stuff. We had some out-the-box thinking. Iris, sweet Iris. Earthy, regal, funky. Like, I tried to cover with different types of guys, basically. Because some guys don't want safe. Some guys want bold to wear every single day. And I feel like we offered a little bit of that here. Let me know what you think down below. And like I said, there's links if you want to check any of this out. You don't have to buy anything to watch this video. I just appreciate you making it this far in the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you leave. See you on the next one.